Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes of all teenagers, welcome to tonight's episode. We are currently on the full cam setup right now because I'm loading into the game. Running a little bit behind today, a little bit behind the ball. Had a lot of stuff I've been taking care of here. Lots of cleaning, which I know I also did a bunch of yesterday, but still a lot of stuff going on. Just you know, pretty busy day. Although I generally prefer it that way. I generally prefer that I've got a busier day to a boring day, because at least when it's busy, I don't have time to be bored. I'm focused on whatever I'm doing, which is always nice. Okay. Almost ready here. All right, let's see about bringing us back in. All right, wonderful. I began the stream, or rather, I left yesterday off away from the actual settlement. Not during the stream, of course, but after I had completed the stream, I left the settlement. I did a little bit of XP grinding. And then, did a bunch of other stuff. There we go. Now we're in that big lag spike. We love the big lag spike, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Our favorite thing in the world. In case you haven't seen the thumbnail for the previous VOD, let me go ahead and fix the weather there. In case you haven't seen the thumbnail for the previous VOD, we got the roof put on. The roof looks great. Got the lights placed in here, and I did a little bit of extra decorating. I put some trash cans. I put some tables with vases and some ashtrays and the paintings. Very happy with all of it. Pretty happy with how it all turned out. And plenty of lighting. I did end up putting double doors here just because, why not? It does look nice. But the police station is completed. We've, of course, also got the police sign, or neon lettering. Not really sign, but yeah. That's all good, but that's not what we're working on today. What we're working on today is the medical center, the Jamaica Plains Medical Center. I don't have a specific name for it. I'm just calling it the Jamaica Plains Medical Center right now. And that's more or less because I don't think it needs a name, This isn't a large enough town to have multiple medical centers or multiple police stations. Oftentimes you'll get unique names for hospitals, medical centers, whatever it has to be, because of either the people who are sponsoring the thing and help to fund it, or the organizations that helped set them up, or, the location, depending on what period of time that it was built. But because this is because this is a relatively small town, at least by old world standards, there would only have been the one medical center, and therefore there wouldn't have needed to be any special name for it. But this is where we're building it. We're building it right next to the that'll be fun. Yeah, okay. Building it right here, right next to the courthouse, which I think the courthouse might be a portion of our lag, because I'm looking over this way and I'm fine. I think it might be the courthouse, mainly even. Either way, we're gonna have to be fighting a little bit of lag today as we go ahead and work on this, but this is where it is. So for the medical center, I'm trying to decide which brick palette do I want to use. Well, why would you use a brick palette? Because it matches all the other buildings in the area, and I've gone over the logic for why the brick palette is something I would use in comparison to all the other palettes available in a couple of previous streams. But I do like the way this is all filling out. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer to finishing. We still got plenty of stuff, plenty of room over here to do a bunch of other work that I simply haven't had the time to go ahead and work on yet. But it'll look great when it's all done. It'll look really good. In fact, I'm sure there's a couple of one-day builds we could fit in here. Yeah, there's a couple of interesting one-day builds we could definitely fit into this section. Some of the shops, you know, stuff like that. All right, now is the medical center. So if we go ahead and jump into the build menu, which will take us another 5 minutes, we can decide what palette we're looking for. All right. One thing that that does bother me a little bit is about the scale of these towns. And largely, I understand that this game was developed in 2015 for hardware that came out in 2013, because Bethesda has always been very close with Xbox and Microsoft, even before they were bought out by Microsoft. When it came to developing games with certain hardware specs in mind, they always tended to work with Microsoft over any other company, because A, it doesn't matter what your computer hardware is, it'll change soon enough anyway, or people can always upgrade it very easily. And B, Microsoft is a lot more willing, or was at the time significantly more willing, to work with game developers when it came to hardware requirements for things than PlayStation or Nintendo. Specifically for these bigger AAA games, if you can really even call Fallout a AAA series, because I don't know, I think it kind of fits. I think it kind of fits a weird niche. But it was released in 2015, developed for hardware that was released in 2013. It's not gonna, have the best chances. It's not gonna have the largest scale of individual settlements or cities or anything, because that's just not within the hardware limitations of what they were working with. Even if the PC should, realistically, the largest contingent of Fallout fans have always been on the PC. You'd expect them maybe to start to have the PC in mind when they go ahead and develop these games. Maybe their market should be PC players. I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. But whatever their reasoning is, they have not gone ahead and they've not prioritized PC over their consoles. And what that's brought with them is it's brought certain expectations, it causes certain problems when it comes to expectations. Like these roads, if we're told that, all of that we've got all these cars and stuff that used to drive on all these roads, well, why aren't the roads wide enough for cars to drive on them? Sure, you've got the overpass. That's wonderful. But why aren't these... this is barely wide enough for a single car to drive, and these are the roads for the entire town. The entire town can't just be one-way roads. That's not how towns are designed. The Arkham games had a problem with this for a while, but when they released Arkham Knight, they had designed Gotham specifically for use with a Batmobile, so they went ahead and changed the scale of everything and made everything fit a little bit better. Let's see. We only have a couple buildings using this pattern here. I will say, I don't know, it's kind of boring. Kind of boring. I don't think I don't think this pattern really screams hospital. Let's do a little bit of research, why don't we? How about some research? Yeah, how about some research? 19th century hospitals. What would they look like? I mean, not internally, just like the structure itself. What would they necessarily look like? We can find something we like, and we can generally copy the idea, scale it down a bit. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. Very small for a hospital, but granted, if the internals look like this, it's not the biggest surprise. All right, well, that is interesting. I could certainly utilize this in some capacity. I think that's what we're going to go with. It's called Lady Hewley's Hospital. Lady Hewley's Hospital. Let's look this up. See if I can get some better images. Ah. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well I can take the general form we're working with here. I can certainly scale that up. That would look cool. Okay. All right, I like this. I think I think we'll go with something like that. Let me bring us back into the game over here. Wonderful, and we'll use. Why not? We can find a way to make this look good. We can certainly find a way to make this interesting. I will say, if the lag exists uniquely within the, if the lag exists uniquely within this building, I gotta figure out what's causing that lag and then, you know, remove it. Because it shouldn't be a problem. There's no particularly great reason for it to be a problem. Ooh, you know what else we could do? We could have the corners be these guys. And that would give us 2 blocks worth of window space instead of, I mean, you know, 2 blocks anyway worth of window space, but but if I were to go like that, no, that kind of breaks some of the idea of what I'm going for. So instead, here's what we'll do. I do like using the half walls only because the half walls make it easier to work some of my project here, but I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Hello guys, nice to see you again, Al and Ranger Bravo. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm certainly doing well over here. Ooh, here's what we'll do. Come on. And we'll go like that for the rooms. And we'll be able to have 4 rooms, and then we'll have the stairs over there, and 4 rooms and more stairs and all that kind of stuff. Okay. This is going to be a small medical center, you know, it's... I mean, to scale everything, it's got a town to look after, but it's not a massive town, and not everyone's going to be sick at the same time. That would be... I mean, the odds of that happening are extremely small in any scenario, let alone a scenario where 90% of the human population doesn't exist anymore. So I'm not going to be too concerned about that. I think we're gonna go with this guy, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, now because it's a hospital, I'm gonna have very sterile surroundings, which means the walls probably do not need a whole lot of decoration other than, you know, some hospital equipment placed on them. The bathroom, of course, will need its own stuff, but that should be about it, really. Bathroom should kind of take care of itself. Have the bathroom over here. We'll make sure that's one of the operating rooms. And yeah, okay. Sorry, just I'm trying to think ahead on this one. Trying to think ahead. Ooh, you had Fallout food. That's cool. What kind of Fallout food you have? Was it from the cookbook? I picked up that cookbook a while ago. I gotta make some things from there. I'm sure they'd be good. Nice. What'd you make in the cookbook? Ooh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I'll have to move some things around. 'Cause I need a reception area that has to be involved in this. I'll figure it out. It's not the end of the I've got time. Part of me is trying to push this to be a one-day build, but there's no good reason this needs to be a one-day build. We've got a couple days here. I'm sure we can finish it by tomorrow. It would just be nice to start the week off on Monday with something that's not a continuation of the previous week's build. That would be nice, but we'll see. Ooh, Mirelurk casserole. That does sound good. It sounds really good. I'll have to check that one in the cookbook. All right, let's make sure we put the stairs up. Yeah, wherever the lag is, it's inside of this building. It's not back here. It's just in here. Interesting. Okay. I might have to investigate that in my off time. What's causing the lag here? Because over here's fine. I mean, you know, it's a large building, sure, but the building's fine. That one's fine. It's the courthouse. Something to do with the courthouse. That'll be interesting to investigate at some point. What item could possibly be causing that? Anyway, now that we've got the external walls, let's go ahead and work on the room layout. Nice. It does sound delicious. All right. Looking at the reference image we've got here, what I'm generally going for. All right, we need this corner. Where is it? Yeah. There we go. First stream death? Oh, I'm seeing, yes. Yeah, looks like we did have a few dropped frames there. Ouch. Sorry about that. Don't really know what's causing that. We had weird weather last night, but it's sunny outside. I don't know what else to say. I can see that the frames were dropped. I just don't know why. And then... come on. We'll go with that. Let's get the railing on there. Okay, that'll do. That'll do for there. Let's see. What do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? We'll work on the bathroom, and then we'll put in all the floor tiling for all the other rooms. Go for the door first. Oh, thanks for the compliment on the stair set. Yeah, I mean, we've got a very tight area, and they give you certain options. As much as I'm a fan of the deco staircases, the ones that take the corner, they go up halfway and they corner and go up the other. I find this to be a lot more usable in such a tight space. I did this with the church as well, with the steeple. All right, almost there. This is going to be a simple bathroom, just a toilet and a sink, nothing crazy. And then, what about the wallpapers for these hospital rooms? I mean, it goes with the aesthetic. It certainly goes with the aesthetic of a sterile hospital for these walls just to be the white plaster. I think I'll probably change the floors out to some kind of tiling. But it does work for the rest of them. You know, we'll go blue. We'll go blue. I haven't done much with the blue tiling. I like the blue tiling. We'll go with the blue. Yeah, we'll do something with that. And then we'll just leave this section as is for reception in the hallway. Although I guess for the hallway I could go with the, let's check this out. How would this look? Do I like it? Could go with something like this. Not even necessarily put doors here, although it might be smart to put doors here for like health reasons. Okay. Okay, yeah. We'll do that. I'll leave the floors as they are. I won't mess with the walls in the hallway. Or out here. Yeah, I won't mess with the walls. Do I want to do anything on the internal walls? If I can find a good wallpaper that matches the aesthetic I'm going for, then I will consider using it. Otherwise, not going to worry too much. No. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, then let's work on this restroom. The restroom is a simple, very, very simple setup. Toilet, toilet paper, sink, soap, and a hand towel. And then in each of the hospital rooms, I'll make sure to include a bedpan or something approximating a bedpan. That way the toilets can mostly be freed up. Yeah, that's a good enough height. I could drop it a little bit more. That's good. Awesome. I guess we also do need the mirror. And the toilet paper. All right. Apologies for me just going silent there. I wish there was more for me to say, but right now I'm just going through it, you know, just working. Not a whole lot to do other than just focus in on the work. All right. Wonderful. Yeah, now we just need the lights on top and the door, and that'll all be good. We'll work on that stuff once we've got the rest of this taken care of. Well, I mean, the easy thing to do would be to place. No, yeah, I'll wait. It's not important. I can be patient. All right, let's work on reception next. We'll put a little reception desk, probably here. A couple seats to wait at. Maybe a bench. Yeah, a bench would probably make the most sense. Maybe a couch. Well, no, the couches are all pretty deep in their setup here. I don't know if the couch would be the best idea. Yeah, we'll go for a Federalist bench. Great. All right, wonderful. I can put a coffee machine over there. Maybe a soda vending machine, something. I don't know. I don't want these doors to be blocked because they'll be swinging out this way. But I can put something over here. And then we'll put the reception desk up front. How are we going to organize the reception desk? Probably use one of these guys. We'll start with what'll be in the corner. All right. Then we'll just, yeah, we'll put the corner and the desk. Easy stuff. Nothing too, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. My vision for, hospitals in the Minutemen is they've got to be, function over form. Yes, there are certain necessities. You need a waiting area. You're going to need some kind of reception so that people can be logged and you can figure out where everyone's supposed to be at what time. There needs to be some level of administration, but that they need to be completely function over form. Which means that they don't have to be the prettiest things in the world. They just have to work. The tile is easy to clean. The plaster is easy to go ahead and clean and repaint and everything if it just stays white instead of having wallpapers and everything. This is a very utilitarian space, as hospitals probably should be. Hospitals should be very utilitarian spaces. I know that we have that in current day, and I don't mean this in any bad way, shape, or form at all. We have absolutely stressed the importance of how comfortable we can make hospital spaces, and I understand that in the context of a world where we actually have a really high survivability rate for most types of sicknesses that people most types of sicknesses that people living in first world countries can contract. And most types of illnesses that they come into contact with. However, in a post-apocalyptic world, you're going back to like war hospital days. As long as it's extremely utilitarian, and as long as it gets the job done, then it's good. Now, Fallout also has the added benefit and sort of almost world-breaking feature of things like stim packs. So, I mean, there's an argument to be made that hospitals might not be the most necessary thing in the world if you can just buy a stim pack and immediately heal all of your problems. But at least in the games, the lore of the stim pack is that the stim pack is supposed to be in the apocalypse a prohibitively expensive item for most people. It's not supposed to be easy to get a hold of. It's easier for us playing the games because one, it's a video game, and the medium requires a different level of difficulty. Two, you can choose the level of difficulty at which you want to play your game. And three, you can pick up perks that make it easier to find these things. Like, it might be the medic perk or something. Maybe one of the scavenger perks that makes it significantly easier to find stim packs and Radaway. It's like, okay, well, that's not indicative of how common they're supposed to actually be. That's just the way that the game works. Similarly, you have perks that you have perks and different ability scores depending on which game you're playing, that determine how efficient the stim packs are. You know, how well do they heal you? How what's the amount of health that they heal per time? All that kind of stuff. That's not supposed. That's. Those are all, you know, medicine checks or skills or perks that you have to pick up. It's not just a thing that naturally happens. This was one of the things, as you can imagine, one of the things that bothered me about the Fallout show is that they just decided, oh, okay, yeah, I guess a stim pack is a cure-all. I guess that's the case. I guess it just is. Sure, why not? And then, in all of the occasions that it would be useful to use one, and the players are in an area that they should have access to them, not the players, the main characters are in an area where they should have access to them, and they know what stim packs are. It just they don't use them. Like when Lucy is trying to save the life of the one when she's trying to save the life of the Enclave scientist, inside of that one scrap shop that's got all the different stuff and the instant leg or whatever it is, on the table, not 2 feet away, there's a stim pack. And I know that that's the case because the ghoul comes in there and grabs a stim pack to use on the dog. People know what stim packs are. They clearly had stim packs available to them, and instead of using a stim pack in that situation, they decided it was more plot convenient for the Enclave scientist to kill themselves using the what I mean. I know that they were cyanide tablets, but you know, the Vault-Tec plan, was it Plan D or something? Something funny like that as a name. Yeah, it was there's lots of problems. Lots and lots of problems. But all of that is to say, if stim packs work a certain way in Fallout, hospitals at that point have very different use cases. In fact, hospitals in most cases pre-war wouldn't have been necessary if stim packs operated the way that they do. Hospitals would really just be for like the most heinous of illnesses, like cancer or neurological diseases or stuff like that. But if hospitals are still around in the Fallout universe, then in lore, stim packs can't operate the way that they do in games. They have to operate the way that they do in games because it's a game, and because you need because games require certain opportunities of health redistribution. All right, we are just doing a bunch of decoration here. Trying to figure out... Oh, that's right, that's what I wanted. A Homemaker and decorations, miscellaneous interior. I want a couple things. First, because we're already over here, might as well put it up. Put up a big bulletin board. I'm not going to scale it up. That's properly sized for the room. We'll put a clock on that wall. We'll get to that later. And then I want one of these. Well, a couple of these, actually. gonna place one of you there. Then we've got one right there. I have no idea if cancer will be cured in a few years. I'm assuming that you presented that as a question. If not, then I don't know. I don't know if you're referencing something in Fallout. But if you're just referencing the real world, I have absolutely no idea when cancer will be cured. I wish I knew that information. That'd be cool. That'd be a great piece of info to have. All right. What else am I putting up here? We're putting a couple of patient record files. Checking to make sure that no more frames were dropped unnecessarily. It looks like we're okay for now. No, they would be over here. Yes, that's right. And then, much like we did for the police precinct, I am going to go ahead and have a check-in station here. They absolutely are more powerful. So the lag issues come down to how efficiently the game was programmed and the amount of resources that the game is using. Now, I do have a powerful PC. I built a pretty powerful PC in order to be able to stream these kinds of things. I also pay really well for my internet services. However, when Bethesda makes games, they do not make games in the most resource-efficient ways. The way that... Now, Todd's been very open about discussing this before. The way that Bethesda games are made is they partner with a company like Microsoft, and they are informed as to, like, they basically say, hey, we want to make this kind of game. Our goal is this. What are the hardware plans for the next few years for your console system? Microsoft comes back and says, okay, hey, these are the hardware specs of the next device that we're building, whether it was the Xbox One or the Series X or whatever it happens to be. Hey, this is the hardware requirements. Okay, cool. If these are the hardware requirements, we're going to build our game to fit this thing. And the idea is that the game can be efficiently run on that given system. Now, on a console, the difficulty with consoles, as I've spoken about a couple times, especially in the tutorial, is that consoles are going to be limited by whatever hardware they have at the time of development, which by the time the console is released, the hardware is already going to be out of date by a couple of years. On top of that, if Bethesda is making a game designed for hardware on a console that is a couple years out of date, then they are making something for then their game is going to be a couple years out of date in terms of hardware requirements. However, when Bethesda makes stuff, their PC ports most games in general, the PC ports of those games have significantly more options in terms of the graphics and the graphics and the actual running of the game. Significantly more options in terms of what you can do with that. But when Bethesda programs these things, they don't take the most efficient route. The goal of Bethesda is not to go the most efficient route for programming X, Y, or Z thing. The goal of Bethesda in really all of their games, since an argument could be made for Morrowind, but I'm going to say at least since Oblivion, is been to present a large open, a large and very grand open world. And in doing so, what they end up doing is they prioritize the graphical fidelity of whatever their game is, not how efficiently the game runs on systems. Now, other game devs have other reasons for why their stuff doesn't operate the best. Depending on what it is. For instance, Ubisoft, anytime that Ubisoft releases a new game, they always their game requirements always end up being, you must have the newest, most modern PC hardware to run this the best, which is dumb. Because what you're expecting is that a PC player will not only buy your $60 to $100 game, they will also buy all of the hardware upgrades to play your game. When the chances are they're probably just going to wait to see if your game's good before buying it anyway. And if your requirements for them to play the game the way that most PC players like to play their games, which is consistently over 60 FPS and with consistently high graphical fidelity, then what you're saying is, buy this hardware because F you, that's why. And that's not really how you want to integrate into any market, let alone the PC market, the largest gaming market outside of mobile games. But I don't really count mobile games as in the same category. That's just there's a very clear cultural difference between mobile gaming and traditional gaming. Okay, I think we're good here on the reception. What do I want to do? Yeah, we will place the... We'll place the table over here. No, the table was actually from here. It was in counter, right? Furniture, surfaces, counters. Yes. Yeah, in some cases, absolutely. In some cases, the most efficient way for a game to operate is on a different operating system. For instance, Fallout 3 in New Vegas, they notoriously have crash on modern PC systems. Why? Something to do with the way that Windows 8, 10, and 11 are programmed. I don't know what it is. Something to do with them. But they were games built for Windows 7. Now, to New Vegas's credit, the developers of New Vegas, Obsidian, when they were working with the Bethesda game engine, they've said in interviews in the past few years, they've said in interviews how much they just despised working with the Bethesda game engine because it was extremely resource inefficient, and it meant that and it limited the amount of detail they could place into the game. On top of the fact that they had an extremely small game dev window because Bethesda really wanted them to release it in between at a certain time for certain reasons and all this other nonsense. It was just it wasn't a great experience for the devs at Obsidian. Not the best experience. Alright, I'm assuming that's not breaking into the next room. No, it isn't. Good. Good. Where are we? We are an hour in. I am rambling today. What is up with me? Yeah, but remember, in Bethesda's defense, it just works. I don't know. I don't know. But you know, Bethesda fans, they are a particularly interesting breed. It's not even meant to say, that's not even meant to be mean, but the Bethesda fan base as a whole, even if this is a minority of individuals, it's the loudest group of them. They're rather vocal about their support for Todd Howard and their disdain for people who do not think that Todd Howard is necessarily the best creative head for a game. I myself think he's had a couple of interesting moments, interesting ideas at different moments, but maybe he's not the best fit anymore. Maybe they need someone new. Perhaps they need a new creative director. Although I'm much more concerned about the writing team. Emil Pagliarulo has I think he's run his course. Yeah, I mean, yes, there are. They would be the same individuals who get particularly feral when you go ahead and criticize aspects of the Fallout show. Notice I said the show, not the people in the show, not the people who made the show, but the show itself. When you bring up certain questions about lore stuff, like any of the shady sands and the NCR stuff, it becomes it becomes a little bit of a war, and these individuals, whether truly invested in the thing or not, that's not for me to say. They they are willing to fight. They're willing to. They get particularly feral about it, and it's kind of funny to see, but at the same time, it's a bit upsetting. It's like I would say it's probably the same. Like if we're talking, how could I best explain it? The best way I could explain it is the people who are sycophantically obsessed with Star Wars The Last Jedi being trying to defend it as an objectively great movie. Similar crowd. Their big defense when someone criticizes that movie comes down to, you must be all these terrible descriptors. istophobic, bigoted in some way, shape, or form for not liking it. When really, I've got questions about how like why the big throne room fight scene happened, and how the Holdo maneuver works. Like that's my biggest concern, and it sucks. It sucks that that's the case, because I would like that to be a good movie. Similarly, I would like Fallout to have been a good show. It's like Fallout only benefits from having a good product. Bethesda only benefits from a Fallout show being well written. No one is harmed when a product is good. No one is harmed by a good product. So why make all of these creative decisions that only ever create poor products? Like, how is this, you know, I don't know. I've had this conversation like 5 or 6 times in the last 4 or 5 VODs. It's not, I don't need to keep going. We all know what I've got to say and how it all works out for me. It's not the most important thing in the world right now. Okay. All right. I think I'm pretty happy with the reception. Yeah. The only thing that we don't really have the space for in here is we don't have any ashtrays for the visitors, which, okay, you know, that's one thing we'll have to handle. You might be thinking, but why would you be smoking in a hospital? This is the future of the 1950s. Let's not forget. It's the future of the 1950s. Everyone is smoking in a hospital. Okay. So how am I going to set all this stuff up? What is the goal here? Okay, if these are supposed to be both operating both operating rooms and hospital rooms, then I need to set up hospital beds, I need to set up gurneys, I need to set up you know, some cabinetry, and okay, yeah, I've got a general idea. We'll see how it works, and if I like it, we'll copy it in the other 2 rooms. I know we are definitely using the settlement furniture piece for the hospital gurney bed. Yeah. Definitely using one of these. I mean, multiples of these, but definitely at least one of these. We can put the bed on this side. That way, you know, the recovery is right there. This counts as a bed, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Okay. Well, if it counts as a bed, then I might not need to put a separate bed in here. Yeah, okay. Instead of putting a separate bed, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll put the cabinets along this wall. We'll put some X-rays or something on this. And we'll make sure to set up all the extra little bits and pieces, the trays and everything in front. Yeah. Apologies, or rather right next to the gurney itself. Yeah. I was considering where would that be? Would that be in Homemaker? Furniture fixtures, maybe? No, that would have been... Was it somewhere in here? There's a pre-built hospital gurney sort of setup that looks really actually kind of cool. It's got all kinds of different hospital equipment attached to it. I was considering using that, but I don't know. Really, what it comes down to is, do I want the hospital gurney beds to be functional or not? If I don't want them to be functional, then it's not the biggest deal. At the end of the day, do I want my NPCs to be randomly assigned to sleep in here? Not really, no. Not really. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and swap it out. Although the medbay beds... Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll have the medbay beds. That's what we'll do. Yeah, the medbay beds look pretty cool. I'm not gonna deny that. They do look pretty awesome. Okay, we'll put the cabinetry over here. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, the medbay beds look really good. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the medbay beds. Say that 10 times fast. Medbay beds. Ooh, okay, I did push that actually pretty far in. Yeah, that works. Nice. Then we'll go back into Decorations, Miscellaneous, Mortality. We'll grab, yeah, just one of the default gurneys. Not, they don't need to be up because, you know, people aren't currently in them. Alright, that's all good there. And we'll grab this guy. Alright, great. All those placed. Now we've just got the cabinetry, really. That's kind of the big thing, is all the cabinetry. And we are going to be using the... Oh, geez. There's a lag spike. Okay. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. We'll go furniture, surfaces, counters, and cabinets. We want to use these guys. Yeah. Yeah, we want to use these guys. I'm gonna line you up. All right, nice. Now that's going to be in there, and I will use it as a reference piece, of course. It'll always be a good reference piece, but before we use it as a reference piece, I'm also going to snap a couple other things on it. Now, why would you attach like that? Ah, that's why. Okay, well, I don't like that. So instead, I'm not going to use you. If that's what you're going to do, okay. I'll grab you, use you as a good reference piece. That should be perfect placement, almost. Or as close to perfect placement as I can get for that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Cool. Now I just come in here and work with these. Do I want to put any more? Do I need to put any more? We could put a couple more. We'll put a couple more. Why not? Not the biggest problem at the end of the day. So why not? All right, cool. I know that they're not going to have the cabinets on them, the cabinet doors rather, but oh well. It's just the way it ends up going. That's fine. Do I want any cabinets on top? I mean, we could place cabinets up top, but they wouldn't snap. I think it'd be more. I think it'd be a larger waste of time than anything, so I won't worry about that. Instead, we're going to place some clock faces. Furniture SOE clock. Yeah, there's something about the courthouse that's causing a lot of lag. I'm glad we've narrowed it down to a single building instead of, you know, this entire thing, but somewhere in this courthouse we've got issues, and I don't know what those issues are. Alright, decorations, miscellaneous mortality. We'll bring a couple of these guys in here. Oxygen tanks, very familiar with these. Very familiar with these guys. Place it back here. Wherever I can get it to... There we go. It's snapped properly. Finally! We'll have a couple of... we'll put some empty IV stands, because we don't really know what everyone needs at what time. So we'll just go ahead and leave an empty IV there. Alright, cool. I mean, you know, it's sad that these things might be necessary, and a little depressing to look at sometimes, but cool as in I'm glad that we're getting it done. Now we can go ahead, if we feel like it, we can put some x-rays up here. We'll definitely put the x-ray box. And then in the third one, just because it would be funny to do, we'll go ahead and we'll place the regular X-rays, and then the death claw X-rays. Nice. Okay, cool. I think that's all the rooms dealt with, and we're only halfway through. That's helpful. That's very helpful. I don't have an immediate, you know, gotta dash as soon as we're done, like I did yesterday. Which is good news, because it means that I can spend a little bit more time refining a couple details here and there if I find that that's necessary to do so. Okay. Okay. So, how am I going to do this? The lobby, this front entrance here, we're going to have a ceiling fan. The hospital rooms will just have the ceiling lights. In the bathroom, of course, your standard ceiling light setup. Do I want to place anything else in these rooms? Yes, I do. I want to place radios because people are going to want some entertainment while they're, you know, while they're hospitalized. It's kind of a big deal. Have some amount of entertainment while they're hospitalized. And then I think I want to leave the countertops clear. Yeah, I think I want to leave the countertops clear for now. Okay. I could do more with the countertops. I don't think we need to. I don't think it's completely necessary. Now, I've said it a couple times. I've said, you know, you should place your wooden floors in certain patterns for things. It's not the biggest deal here, realistically, with everything else that's going on in the space. It's not your largest concern. However, you know, if you really wanted to, you absolutely could. You could have the hallway like this, and then you could keep these here so that the length of the individual room is what you keep steady for all these spaces. However, you know, is it necessary? No, not entirely. I might as well do it. I might as well, just to keep these spaces consistent. All right, and the second floor is going to just be only, we're just going to have only Only hospital rooms in the second floor. Yeah. Yeah, just hospital rooms in the second floor. The third floor we'll probably put, I mean, the third floor is the roof, so we'll probably put storage up in the third. Ooh. Hold on, I gotta see. Yeah, okay, okay. That's not just me. My lights did flash there for a second. Okay. Might be time to start changing out the bulbs. I don't know. I'll check them. I'll check them later. But first, we've got our own lights to deal with down here. All right, beautiful. Come in here. We want about there, I think. We'll get all the bulbs placed for these rooms before we go and start messing around with the placement of each individual light cover. And this guy. And this guy. We got one more after this guy on this floor, and then we'll continue. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now on the second floor, I think what we'll do here on the second floor is we will have we'll set up instead of the gurneys, we'll set up the surgery chairs. Yeah, we'll set those up for the second floor. That will look good. That will look very good up here. The surgery chairs. Okay, cool. Well, the walls are going to be pretty standard. You know, same thing we've done already. Shell kit, shared wall parts. I'll slab these guys on first. Yeah, it's something inside of this courthouse. Very, very clearly something inside that courthouse. Okay. That'll be fun to go and figure out. Okay, there we go. All the way to the end. Clean walls. All right, cool. We'll increase the height of these temporarily for just a second because I'm going to be putting in the floors. Oh, come on. All right, nice. Nice. Just to set it up, because I know it'll be trouble for me later, I'll set up the staircase to the 3rd floor, and then leave it at that. We'll work on these rooms before I continue all that stuff. Just got to get it set up first. Snappy builds, shell kit, floors. We'll go with you, and up. Stairs. I mean, I guess there is room for a bathroom up here, maybe. Or maybe I just leave this as an office space or something. Maybe no, this will be patient records. Okay, yeah, that'll be patient records, and then up the top, I don't even have to worry about the top. I can just put the, okay. Yes. Yes, hold on. Hold on, that works so much better. That works so much better. We'll leave that as patient records. Oh, that's nice. Okay, good. That works exactly the way I need it to. Better than I was expecting. Yeah, okay, that's so much easier. Okay, that's a whole lot easier to work with. It's a whole lot easier to work with. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. Why would I make this more difficult than it needs to be? I want this to be, I mean, it's not a requirement, but it'd be cool if this was a one-day build. And then I can, you know, work on some of the shops, because really, after the medical center, everything else we need are shops and restaurants and stuff like that. All of those things can be one-day builds very easily. And then I've got the houses I need to build, which most of them I should be able to do on my own. I don't know, I might turn a couple of them into videos, but if we can get Jamaica Plains done quickly and still done well, then, you know, we're good. We're good. Okay, I'm talking too much about this instead of just doing it. Why am I wasting time? What's going on here? Furniture, SOE pack, bed. I want a bunch of these guys. Just a ton of these guys. We need 4 of them. I'm gonna make sure this is lined up before I make a copy. Let's see how well that worked. Yeah, nice. Okay, look at that. They're all in the rooms. Good. Good, that makes the next part of the process a lot easier to work with. A whole lot easier to work with. You need to be on the other wall, yes. Yes, okay. Okay, good. Awesome. Awesome. Beds are in. Ooh, you know what would make this process a lot easier? We'll just go ahead and bring one of those up. We can replace it very easily. Go ahead and place a few of these. All right, and then we'll move you in. I was 16 units in, and that means it'll be 16 units in over here. Well, that's helpful. What that tells me is that these walls, their actual depth, their thickness is about 16 units. Very, very helpful. Especially when I'm trying to go ahead and move objects through walls. That tells me exactly the amount that I need to go ahead and correct for. Super useful stuff. Now you might be thinking, okay, if this is the medical center, where are you going to put, a doctor that you can go ahead and purchase medical supplies from or get medical assistance from? And thinking about that, because I have been thinking about that, we could try and set something up in one of the rooms downstairs. We could try and set something up at the reception, or we could just, again, turn this into an office instead of a patient records space. Might be the easiest way to go about it. Might be the easiest option to work with. We'll see. We'll see. We've got about an hour and 10 left. If I can get everything done that I want to in the next hour and 10, then we'll turn this room into a doctor's office. We'll turn this into the doctor's office instead of anything else. Instead of patient records or anything like that. I mean, I could still keep patient records in there. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, we want the surgery chairs, which will be in resources, workstations, and surgery chairs. Okay, if we go like that. How many rows of room did I give back here? 2 rows. Okay, 2 rows only. Then I'll make sure that there's only 2 rows. Beautiful. NPCs should have no trouble maneuvering back there. However, they do need... There we go. We need the tray to stay on the outside. Otherwise, the object looks weird. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool, that should be plenty of room to walk in. And over here, yeah, okay. And you. 180. Alright, good. Good, that's all 4 of those taken care of. We'll go ahead and we'll place an IV up here, I guess. If the oxygen tank is with the surgery chair, we'll place the IV in the other location. That would be decorations, miscellaneous. Well, we'll place the radios first, of course. They all need radios. Of course they need radios. We'll place these guys. Oh, come on. Lag spikes, come on, man. Stop dropping frames. Stop it. Whatever it is, I will find it, and I will remove it from my game. Whatever's causing that problem. I'm sure that there's a relatively simple way to find it. It just comes down to the amount of time I can spend looking for it. Which eventually it won't be a problem. Okay. Got those. Now, yeah, mortality. And one more. Come on. Wonderful. I don't want to have to use console commands too much on those, because realistically, it's not it's not worth my time. It's not worth anyone's time to worry about that. Okay. So, what, if anything special? No, I didn't. It was just the clocks on the walls and the X-ray boxes. All right, cool. Cool. Furniture, SOE, clock. Now, it was important to me that I could place the surgery chairs because, if I remember correctly, surgery chairs can... Where are they? Resources, workstations. Oh yeah, other than altering my appearance, I believe the... I do believe the surgery chairs... Oh, never mind. It's the barber chairs. Okay. Well, the barber chairs produce, they can produce happiness, which will be, that'll be nice when we eventually make a barber shop. I know that in times past, barbers were also surgeons or dentists, depending on the needs of the community. But that's not what I want for these guys. I'm not that sadistic. Come on. Okay, let's be reasonable about this. All right, and one of them we've got that. The next, put you. And then in this one, we'll place, place it like this, and like this. Right? Yeah. There we go. Plenty of room. Plenty of room for those. That's good. That's very good. It's better than good, really. That's actually great. It's much better than I was expecting. Okay, well, because I was able to get all that stuff done and we've still got an hour left, I might as well turn this third space here into an office. And if we're going to turn it into an office, of course, we're replacing that wall. We're going to have the door on the left side, and then we'll have the actual, we'll turn that into a wall that gives us more room for a desk. Although we won't need a desk, we'll need a place for, we'll need a place for us to, I mean, we'll need a counter more than a desk. Oh, man. Man, it's been a long day. Okay. Yeah, we'll need a counter more than a desk. This will be an office, but yeah, we won't put a desk down. Shell kit interior, clean walls. There we go. That's better. Significantly better. Okay. We'll put a plaque up here that says, you know, hey, this is the head surgeon's office, all that kind of stuff. That will be sign backings all the way to the end. Maybe not the end, but far enough in here. There we go. We want you. Is that the front or the back? That's the back. Yeah. Put you there on the wall. All right, good. That's good enough for me. Before we get too far into the weeds of this, I'm gonna put the ceiling on and the lights in for these rooms. All right, good. Put in the lights. All right, good. Nice. We got all those. When we're done in here, we'll put a ceiling fan. And I'll try and get a ceiling fan in the office space as well. I think a ceiling fan in the office space would work nicely. I think that'd be a good fit. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do in here. Okay, first thing is first. Do I want to replace the wallpaper? Kind of, but would it make sense? Would it make sense? I mean, it's an office. I'd like to replace the wallpaper in an office as opposed to the rest of this location, but if I can't make it make sense, I'm not going to worry about it. I've got other things to place. So what would it look like? I could use that blue. I've been meaning to use that blue for a couple a couple times now. We can always go with this. You find this on the sanctuary house. I could use that. It's very clean, very standard, very, very generic. We use these two far too often, so not that one. I think we didn't use the blue. I've only used the blue, I think, one other time. And blue is a calming color. It is a hospital. It's important to have calming colors in your doctor's room, in your doctor's office. Kind of a big deal. I can put wood trim on 3 of the walls, 4 if I, didn't need the door to be on that side, which I kind of do. So yeah, we'll go with the blue. Come on. And the door. Come on. No, I have to move you up as well, of course. Okay. Yeah, we can put the wallpaper trim. I mean, we could put a white wallpaper trim, couldn't we? We could. Do I want to? Probably not, but we could do it. There we go. And just so that doesn't happen again. There we go. Gee, was that so hard? Okay, good. Yeah, 3 of the walls works fine. Okay, we will put the counter on the wall starting on that side. Alright, we got that, and then we'll go ahead and place a couple of these guys. Just... yeah, one or two. One or two, you know. Yeah, we'll go with the two, just to get them all lined up there. Plenty of room for the doctor to walk back here. We can place a store, which I think actually would be in MSO, services vendors. Yes, the surgery center vendor. Yeah, that'll be good. Nice. Okay. On this back wall, we'll place some filing cabinets. That'll be back here. Furniture containers office. Hold on. Let me go and check this. Back over at the post office. I know the post office will be able to answer my questions. Which side does the vendor need to be on? I believe the vendor needs to be on the if you're facing the shop itself. Ah, okay. Okay. That makes more sense. I'll go ahead and make that change then. Let's work on that. Set game hour to 10 and force weather. Great. Yeah, we'll probably change out that wall. Yeah, we'll definitely change out that wall. Okay. There we go. That gives us the greatest amount of room. And then we can we can decorate this whole space with a bunch of other stuff. But first, we're gonna go like this. Snappy builds, we want shell kit in, nope, not interior. Classic. We want the double window. And then we also want to put the wallpaper on the double window now so that it's easier to handle later. All right, wonderful. Look at that. That's great. Now we've got some more light into the space. It is an office after all. You probably should have light. Light is very sterilizing. Now we can decorate this as if it's an office. We'll put some, well, the door swings open that way, so we'll put one chair over there. Put one chair. The seats, clean chairs. In fact, we'll go in here. Use one of the cool Federalist chairs from here, which will be... Ooh, I like the magenta, but the room calls for blue. Yeah, the room calls for more of a blue look. Alright, we'll just go with the one chair. This is a small private doctor's office. We don't need to have too much going on for all of this. We'll put a bunch of desk stuff up here. So we'll go Homemaker, our miscellaneous. Put a terminal up here. We'll say we'll say that the doctor likes to use standing desks instead of sitting desks, because it's a healthier thing or whatever. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. That'll be a funny little extra bit of lore, just for us. Place the terminal probably there. Because if I remember correctly, doctors don't actually, like, mess with their tables like all the other professions do. They hold their clipboard behind their vendor. Yeah. Okay. That's all good. Office and lounge, goodies. We'll need a phone, but we also, more importantly, need a desk fan. Kind of a big deal having a desk fan. And we'll also put a phone down. In Homemaker, Decorations, Miscellaneous, Interior. We'll grab a couple of these. And then, because I think it's funny for doctors to do this, we're gonna have a doctor smoking. Really adds to the time period. It's just a thing we did. It's just how things used to work. Yeah, we'll do that. We don't really have any room in here in terms of, in terms of NPC movement. We don't really have any room in here for, like, a coffee machine or anything, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just have them, grab coffee from the front like anyone else. It's not the biggest deal. Okay. Anything else I want to place in here? Well, we need a clock on the wall, and then maybe a painting. Maybe, but definitely a clock on the wall. Now we'll go with a traditional painting, something that's calming. That way, when they have to deliver bad news to a patient, you know, it can sort of help soothe them. Yeah, we'll go with the tropical landscape. That is classic. Oh man, that is a classic piece right there. I love that. I love that. That's hilarious. Hey, sorry, but you have leukemia. Here's a picture of a beach to make sure you stay calm. Like that. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay. Oh man, leukemia isn't the funny part. It's the situation. It's the situational humor. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, we'll put the ceiling on. I think that's kind of everything I wanted to accomplish with this space. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, we'll put a wall safe. We'll put a wall safe in. Why not? A wall safe seems about right. We'll have it be one of these. I don't really get much of a chance to work with these cool looking wall saves, do I? Yeah, we'll go with one of those. Maybe I want it on this other wall instead, perhaps. Okay, cool. Cool. Very happy with that. Snappy builds. Shell kit, floors, wood clean. Get you slapped in. We'll put a ceiling fan in here to the best of our ability. That is as close to center as I'm ever going to get that light. Okay, good. Good. Okay, wonderful. Do I need lights out here? Probably not. Will I put them? Yeah, it's the right thing to do. But first, we're going to put the doors. Not furniture. We want structures. Doors, wood. And to match the aesthetic of the hospital, our other doors are going to be blue doors. Oh, well, would you look at that? They actually swing open the other direction? Never mind, I don't want that. That's the last thing that I want. Isn't it? Yeah, okay, nope. We'll stick with the standard wood door that we've always used. Like, I know which direction they're swinging open there. I don't need to worry about that. I just, we'll stick with them. Uniformity. We will place a set of doors here. That would be the right thing to do. Yeah, we'll go right there, and... I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that works perfectly. Yeah, we want the doors swinging out this way. Alright, cool. Okay, we've got half an hour left. That is plenty of time to do what we need to here to finish up our system. All right, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful there. We don't need anything else on the walls. It's not like we have a whole lot of room for anything else on the walls, so let's not worry about that. Let's go ahead and put in our roof. Yes. Put in the roof section. Okay, cool. Cool. So the way this is gonna look is rather simple. If I can, well, I'm gonna try to make it simple. That's the goal, at least. So we want shell kit. We want the roof sections and gabled walls. We want to start with these guys. And decide, do we want to go like that, or more likely... No. No, we do want to work with these. Alright. We'll see how much that works, if at all. Of course, I could always try to wait to do the simple bit in a second. That's not what I want. No. Now, how do I... Okay, how am I going to do this? How is this going to work? We've got half an hour to figure it out, so now's the time. Now is the time. then, I would like to get these sections centered, if at all possible. So if we were to do this, how then could I use the roof pieces? If at all. There might not be an effective way to do this. I might just have to wing it. I legitimately just might have to wing this. We'll see. We'll see. It's looking that way. It's looking that way. Okay. Now, even if winging it is the direction I have to take this, there are still ways we can use console commands to kind of trick the system. Will it look great? No, but there's not going to be windows up here anyway to tell us otherwise. So realistically, it's not the greatest plan, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. Not ruining anything up here. Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create an interlocking roof look here. The difficulty is that the roof pieces they give us don't really make that possible on a 9x9 scale, or rather a 3x3 scale for a 9 square unit, 9 square block section. That's the goal here. That's the goal. So let me see if I can get this to work. There's a lot of console commands involved, and there's a lot of game trickery here, but it's not impossible. It's just not going to look the best. Although, you know, if we don't stare at it for too long, it's not going to be a problem. Then we've got these two sections we need to work this for. And we'll see it here in just a second. Okay, yeah, that is exactly what I wanted. Now, I'll change out these floor pieces to reflect the actual roof bits. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. I'll just change I'll just change those for roof tiles. But while we're up here, we need these. Yeah, if you can just generally get the console commands to work in your favor, you can do a lot with very little. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so the next part becomes a little monotonous and repetitive, but is just as important. I'm going to attach one of you there. Disable instead of delete, because if I do, if I delete it, I run the risk of causing trouble with the light placement. We need all 4 corners of these disabled, and then we move these down. There we go. The sections are replaced, and the roof, the interior, looks exactly the same in terms of material. There we go. Now it doesn't look like exposed wood, which is pretty good, pretty solid for us. Now we can go back into the roof sections. We want the stone trims for this next bit. Need a bunch of these guys. I'll get the cap pieces in a second. I'm gonna get the actual trim taken care of. Or rather, the ledge. Beautiful. And now we match those with something to cover up this section here. Now we can't use wood trims on these sections, but we can find alternatives. Likely what we're going to have to do to match it is going to be the parapets. They're probably the best option in terms of matching this. Do I like the parapets? Not the most, but if I don't use the parapets, the wood trims, I mean, they only do so much. You know? Although I guess the wood trims aren't half bad. Yeah, okay. We'll work with the wood trims. Alright, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Beautiful. Oh, man. Okay. Okay, that looks good. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. You know, you get a little bit of texture meshing right there. That happens, but that's just because these two trims are meant for two different purposes. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. The lag is somewhere here, but I do enjoy that. That looks good. Okay. Okay, well, I think we did well. I think we did pretty well for this structure, this nice one-day build. Wasn't expecting it to be a one-day build, but as soon as the opportunity arose, I could only have it be a one-day build. As soon as it became an opportune moment. Okay, well, let's see. What else do I want to do to this section here? Because we've got another 15 minutes. What I like to do. What else do I need to do? Obviously, you know, I need to put a door on here, and I'll need to put some sort of sign that says hospital. But beyond that, I feel like, you know, there should be more to do, right? There should be some more stuff that needs to be done in here. We've got reception. We've got seating for reception. We've got the coffee machine, water cooler, all that kind of stuff. We've got the operating rooms. You go upstairs. Got more operating rooms in the doctor's office, which I can assign. Okay. I mean, you know, it's not like there's a utility closet or anything, but does there need to be a utility closet? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I could try and spend the next 15 minutes micro detailing each of the individual operating rooms and hospital rooms, because, you know, they're combined into one thing. But is it necessary to do so, or is it just as fine that I say, hey, look, all their equipment is in the cabinets. I just didn't put it out. All the equipment's in the cabinets, because these spaces are, as I currently have them set up, they're prepared for individuals for when the need arises for an operation to take place. They're not in the middle of an operation currently happening. So I think we're probably okay. I think we're probably pretty solid. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. Okay, we'll put the door on. Doors, wood. On this guy. Okay, and then I want to grab a good screenshot. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna move myself all the way out of the way. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that'll be a good screenshot. I need to put the hospital writing on first, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't need to be all the way out of the zone, and now I have to get back into the menu to put the writing on. Oh well. At the end of the day, it's not the biggest problem. Just, you know, take another 5 minutes to get in. Yeah, so my tricks for the screenshots, I've gotten, you know, a lot of feedback on my thumbnails. Some people, some frequent commenters, who I do love, they suggest I go for a different thumbnail look, or, you know, change my thumbnail game around a little bit. I'm not trying to be super clickbait with my thumbnails. I'm trying to accurately represent the work that's been done, because I care a lot more about authenticity than about, you know, being the most appealing looking thing out there. It feels disingenuous to me. Not to speak poorly of anybody who does decide to do that. That's their own prerogative, but it's not really my thing. Not really the way I like to do business. It's the same reason that anytime someone's come into my Kick chat and asked, "Hey, do you want to?" You're like, "Hey, are you interested in this quick and easy way to start making money on?" Ooh, that was another light thing. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to change these bulbs at some point. You know, anytime someone on Kick shows up in my chat and is like,